This is the start of a new week, so I start by bifacing. It's cooling down today. It's cooling down now that it's a little bit late in the evening, not quite dark yet. So I'm going to do some spalling. Now this is one of my last pieces of big Georgetown. I've got some projects, some work on the side that I need to use this for. Sorry you cannot have any of it. This video is just for you guys that need your daily Flintknapping fix. I know there's other guys doing Flintknapping, but I might as well contribute. I don't like doing this up on my lap for a couple of reasons. I don't like it falling down. I nap on the ground anyway. When I'm out by myself, I'll nap on the ground. As far as this goes, the ground has a very good shock absorption ability, but a towel works almost as good. All right, it's good for the video. So I need some big spalls off of this, and maybe I'll get a blade or two that's pretty good size from the core. Okay. High quality stuff, but that hurt. It should have gone a little bit further. Let me see what I can do. Can I make a big blade out of this? Yeah, I just don't like doing it. I'm tired of that. I can probably use this spall for one of the projects I'm working on. And I definitely can use this for hunting points. The hunting points are building up. Everybody wants hunting points. I'm not making that many, but I am making some. I was looking at hunting points today. Actually, hunting regulations in Texas. And the hunting regulations in Texas use the word broadhead. As long as you're using broadhead, you have to use broadhead for game animals, except squirrels. And I looked down, broadheads can be made of any material, which is good. No diameter requirement anymore, which is great. No edge requirement anymore. I think as long as it has one sharp edge. I could be wrong, but I don't think it said there was an edge requirement. Usually it's 2 edges mandatory. Expanding broadheads are okay nowadays in Texas. I think maybe they were experimental at one point. Now someone asked me if he can hunt with barbed arrowheads in Texas. Well, I've seen barbed broadheads for sale currently right now on at least one website, and it's a broadhead, so yeah, you can use it because Texas says as long as you have a broadhead. And I think if it's made out of stone, as long as it looks like a broadhead, it can have barbs on it. Now, the smart thing to do is not to listen to me, but to call your game warden or call somebody you know, or maybe you don't know. Just call. Get information from the source, the person that can sneak up on you and give you a ticket, like the game warden. It's always good to know what they're thinking. I called the game warden one time asking him about feathers from game birds. He told me back then, this was like 10 years ago, just assume you can't have them. Just assume you can't, right? But he's not saying that you can't. Just to stay out of trouble, just assume you can't. Okay. But what have you seen that seems to be legal? He goes, well, I've seen people, legally harvesting pheasants and turkeys and stuff, and you can have those feathers on you. You can even resell turkey feathers. So he knows that was legal. the turkey feathers from legally harvested birds. You can't just go poaching turkeys and selling their feathers, even though no one can tell the difference. He says, yeah, pheasants, as long as they're like released pheasants from being raised on farms, he didn't see any problem with it. Wild pheasants that were not released, maybe not too cool. But he says, you know, you can't really tell. Just err on the side of caution. You know, if you don't know where they're from, don't pick them up. Same with broadheads, I think, right? Just assume you cannot use stone. But if you are going to use stone, make sure it looks like a broadhead. That's my advice. Make sure it looks like a broadhead, not something weird. And if it's barbed, make sure it's not really barbed like that Sallisaw point. That's kind of dicey, I would think. Barbs might be too extreme for some game wardens. That's all I can tell you. Now, am I massacring this piece? Probably. But it's going to crack anyway. I got two good cores here. So yeah, and it doesn't really matter what state you're in. Just assume that you can't use something until you find that you can use it. Just assume, if you ask the question, can I use this arrowhead? Assume, nope, you can't. Until you can find that you can. So if you are asking if you can use barbed arrowheads in your state, just assume, nope, can't. So that's what I'll tell you. I'm going to assume no. Until you can ask me to read the whole regulation book for you and tell you, so you don't have to read it. Want me to take the hunter education class so that you don't have to? If you're that kind of question asker, I'm going to say you're on your own, buddy. I'm not going to do that for you. I'm born before, what is it, before 71? I don't have to take no hunter education courses. No, sir. I don't know what they're saying these days in that course. So anyways, for you guys that want your Flintknapping fix, I don't know. I got asked by one guy. Let's see, what kind of flake did he want to see? It was from the Levallois technique, Levallois. It's called a Debordant blade, and this is similar to a Debordant blade. All right, it has a triangular cross section. It's removed incidentally from Levallois cores, right? This is a Levallois blade. These are incidental. They're not made on purpose, as far as I know. The only things that are made on purpose are spalls when you do the Levallois technique. All right? And when you go around the outside and zigzag it, it's called a centripetal Levallois. Okay? So this is a... You can rewind the video and see where this came off of. But this one is a Debordant. It's probably pronounced differently in French. Not probably, but definitely, because it looks like a French word to me. Okay, that's what this is. Incidental triangular cross-section blade. Okay, now that could have been part of another flake, but I think it's just an incidental flake. Yeah. Okay, so let's see, only 10 minutes has gone by. What else can I do? This is not smooth grain. This is smooth up here, but not here. Typical of this stuff. Now, why am I not upset that I didn't get a long blade? Why do I ruin such a good piece of stone? Well, you saw it was cracked in the middle. It had a big old crack. I got another. This is even better flint. But look, it's got a big old crack right there, right in the middle. All right, who knows how far that goes in? It looks like it curls up. Right there's a little continuation of that crack. It looks like it might just curl up and not go into the main body. But what I was going to use this for is a surface to knock blades off. Okay, hold it right here like this and knock blades off. Yeah, that's what it sounds like when you do it, when you knock them off. It goes doot 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 doot. Anyway, that's what I was going to use this for, because I need to be making some European style stuff. Oh, that's when I dropped it on the ground. Those are grass stains. Yeah, I didn't kill a giant caterpillar. You know how the caterpillars have green guts. Anyway, where was I? I can make a biface out of this. Get some usable flakes in the process. This is usable. Don't jump on my case, man. Look at all that waste. I would die for that. I just saw a Will Lord video. He's in the UK. Flint napper. And he was standing next to this huge, gigantic pile of flint from a quarry. He goes and collects from a quarry. Yeah, it was cool, man. Awesome. Collected a whole trailer full. Toward the end of the video, he said something extremely important. I think this was made about a year ago. You can just go to the quarry and pick up the flint for free from the mountain of flint. I bet you that flint mountain has reduced down to a hill now since he said that, because he gave the location of the quarry, the name of the quarry, the town that it was next to. If you cannot find it, then means you're mentally handicapped. Okay? So all you guys from the UK that are asking me for flint, you don't know who Will Lord is, or you're slacking on your video watching. Slacking. I'll put a link to his video down in the description. How's that? As long as you smash the like button. If I don't see nobody smashing the like button, I'm not going to put the link. Smash the like button. Smash it. Oh, man. Yeah, cringy stuff. Cringy stuff. Is that a good flake? Sometimes yes, sometimes no. Sometimes this cortex will mess you up. You didn't think I could get one like that, huh? You think that all my flakes are like this, huh? Oh well, so much for that theory. Think all my flakes are like that? Yeah?
Yeah, pretty much. I've never seen you reduce this down really well. Seems like you don't know what you're doing. Not what comes of this.
Yeah. I don't stress about it. I don't stress about this sort of stuff. I'm looking at the end product. But I do like getting some spalls off of it. And some blades, if I can. I don't use a hammer, like a fancy copper hammer or a fancy steel hammer, to biface these things and get long flakes and stuff. I could be getting a lot of these, but I don't mind working these thick ones. They're not going to break in the bucket unless something like this happens. Maybe I'll nap this one on video. Yeah. All right, so this is biface down enough for me to stash it. Okay. I need to figure out how usable this one is. So let me, in the time remaining, I'm going to biface down some of the spalls. Take off the really delicate areas that I can't use. I'm going to lose that cortex edge. So just gently removing it. I'm going to remove the bulb of percussion. All right, let's see. Some people say it's really hard to remove that bulb of percussion. I've heard archaeologists say that. It's one of the most difficult procedures out there. I don't think so. Let's see, how many flakes does it take to remove a bulb of percussion? How many licks does it take to get to the center of a Tootsie Pop? Well, that's 4 strikes. That's 5 strikes. A 1, a 2, a 3, 4 to 5. 5. 5 strikes. Sometimes I can do it in 3. Okay. Biface. It's not really a biface. I define a biface as 60% or more flaked on both sides. So this one has to be 60%. This has to be 60%. It does not look that way, so I call that a spall. But it's close enough for me to stash it. This one is a biface according to that definition because it's flaked more than 60%. But it's a really, really thick biface that needs to be thinned. I shipped out all my stuff today from the auction. All the good stuff. Good stuff. Except for one package. Everything except for one that's going out tomorrow. It's going out priority, so it'll get there faster than the other ones. The other ones are first class package. I usually send things first class package if it's only one item. Or if it's Christmas though, or if it's around the holidays, I tend to send everything priority instead of first class package. Because first class is very slow around the holidays. Anyway, where was I going with that? I finished the shipment. Now, last night's auction, in case you missed it, I was slightly delayed. I had to attend the birthday party. So right around the time that we need to sing happy birthday was the time where it reached 9 p.m. Eastern. It was 8 p.m. Central here, and I was singing happy birthday. Okay, I was delayed. Some people freaked out. Not some people. I know that I know you guys are watching it closely. The participators, I think we're getting a little nervous, which is perfectly fine. I would get nervous too if I didn't see the auction moderator anywhere around. MIA, missing in action, AWOL. Anyway, the issue got resolved, kind of, sort of, and that's not good. I see a crack already. Yeah, it's correct. I don't hear a ring. Let's see if this survives. Anyway, yeah, if that happens and I'm not responding to the auction right away, just keep in mind that the auction still is valid even if I'm late. I'll just see how old your bids are. I will choose winners based on YouTube time, not real time. I'll look to see how old the bids are. I don't have to be on time because YouTube does that work for me. It keeps track of what time you bid. I can just go back at any time I want and declare the winners based on what time you bid. If you bid too late, according to YouTube, your bid doesn't count. I try to do it in a timely manner. I try to be there exactly when the auction ends. Right? That way, everybody knows what's going on really soon. So the moral of the story is, the way I conduct the auctions is, number one, it's up to me, and number two, if you can't get what you want, if you're not able to get through, let's say, just send me an email. What did you miss that you really, really wanted? What did you miss that you really, really wanted? You hate when someone else is able to bid and you're not able to bid because it's all clogged up and it's slow and nothing's happening. You don't see your comments being posted. Just send me an email if you see something you want. Now, if you see something you want and you don't want a duplicate, you want that particular thing because that's just the way you are. You will not, a substitute or a duplicate is not acceptable. I would suggest that you don't participate in the auction at all. You just send me an email and maybe I can make something for you. I'll send you a picture of what I made, and if it's satisfactory, you can buy it. That way you're not buying a duplicate, you're buying the original, and you get to decide whether you want it or not. You might say, no, I'm looking for a little bit different size, maybe a different material, that sort of thing. But keep in mind that on these side projects, I've said before, I put them on the back burner. And I will get to them when I have the material. My first priority is the auction because I'm actually using the income from that to do the van life thing. So I can travel to see my dad, I can travel to see my sister, I can see friends in different states, meet people that I've been wanting to meet for years. It gives me a lot of freedom. Whereas I could not control my schedule before due to family situation, dealing with unmentionables. So I didn't have any freedom, basically. It still is not perfectly resolved, but it's better than it was. Anyway. And you guys can learn what's going on and see if you might want to do the same kind of thing. Maybe you don't want to do the YouTube auction thing. I can understand that because it's not really set up to do what I'm doing. But at least you can see the prices that people are paying for these items. And I think it's fair. I think the prices are fair. The items I put up on the auction are not deserving of more than what they're being bid for, I would think, right? The market value is what people want to pay. Okay? I have no problem. So you can kind of learn what the market value is. If you want to price your items higher than the market value, perfectly valid. It happens all the time. Happens all the time. It's part of business. Houses are priced higher than market value. See if anyone is going to want the house that badly. That sort of thing. So yeah, at least you know the market value. I think that's useful. This is a bulb of percussion that went crazy. I don't know what to do with that. With some of these high quality flints, that's what happens. I don't know if I can preserve that, this side here. If I'm careful, I suppose. Yeah, it's kind of like napping cracked stone. Part 2 or part 3. Or every part. Seems like there's cracked stone in every video. Yeah, there's a crack in there. Hopefully this is not going in and out of focus too badly. I haven't set the focus to be steady until just then. I think I can use that. Yeah. The way I nap, I'm not too intimidated by thick, clunky pieces. Some of you guys don't like the thick, clunky stuff at all. Or you can't do anything with it. I totally understand. But I can do something with that. So that's what I do. I don't sweat it. A lot of these can be used. This is excellent for woodworking when you have this type of edge. This one is like a 75 degrees, or it's not quite 90, maybe it's an 80 degree. This one looks like it's very close to 90. I can use either one of those edges for scraping wood. And when you make arrows with stone tools, you need a lot of scraping. These do wear out. These edges do wear out, and they don't scrape very well, especially on very hard woods like dogwood. They will wear out, so you need a lot of these. Now, back in the day, they would make burins on them. Let's see. Back in the day, they would take a thin flake, strike off this thing. I don't know what you call that, a burin flake. And you would have a 90-degree edge that you can scrape with. Now, why was that so easy for me to do? Because I've done it before. Why don't you show it on video, man? Why don't you make these things with stone tools on video? Why? Because it's one of those things that I find very relaxing and peaceful and calming. It's a zen for me, right? I guess that's what they call it. I like doing this stone tool thing. I'm secretly an antler person. Okay? I am an antler person. I just don't do it on video very much. I'm an antler and stone person. Which reminds me, I'm going to give a shout out to PaleoKen. Check out his channel. He's new. He's also a friend of mine. We've napped together now for 2 years in a row at the nap-in, at the Brady nap-in. Check out PaleoKen. I'll put a link to that too. So the Debordant flake, no, or whatever I said before. I'll put a link to it. And PaleoKen. PaleoKen is a antler person. He'll get you. He'll bug you. No, not all antler people will bug you. Some of them are actually pretty cool. Oh yes. All right, so I'm out of time. I don't know if that was good enough for the Flintknapping Fix, but we'll see. Maybe I'll post another one. Okay.